Hello YouTube, Trev here, Summit or Nothing, back today to do two things. Firstly, my 5,000 subscribers Q&A, and then secondly, we're going to announce the winner of the Wild Camping Starter Pack prize draw. Just a little bit about that first, before we go on to the Q&A. We've sold over 200 tickets, so amazing job. We made £730 towards my Hospice Care Himalayas fundraising, so a massive thank you to everyone. I've made £1,904 towards my 3,500 goal, so 54%, so amazing. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the questions. I've put them into some sort of order. Jods Harrison's question first. As a newest subscriber, I really don't know the full story behind Summit or Nothing. Can you tell us what made you want to step out into the wilds and take on these challenges and adventures? It was basically, I had no hobbies. I had nothing really. I didn't do any sports, so I wanted some sort of activity to do. I also love filming and editing, so it just made sense to, once I decided to start walking and get out and see some mountains, because I was sort of a chap I worked with, Paul, who I've spoken about before, encouraged me to get out. So once I started, we just started filming them, and that's how Summit or Nothing come about. Short answer. Gary W. Have you ever been in the military, and what got you into hiking? So the same question there as Jods, what got you into hiking? So hopefully that's answered there. And have you ever been in the military? I know I look like a military type, you know, but no, I haven't. The Devil's Picture Book. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood? 7. And when you first went out in your jeans and rigger boots and zero clue of what you were doing, did you ever think you would stick with this endeavour to be where you are now? I don't know what I thought, really. At that point, I was just going out for a walk, filming it, seeing what was happening. That was going up on our Haag Film channel at the time. We didn't have Summit or Nothing then. By the time I decided to do Summit or Nothing, then I said I'll give it 5 years and push it as hard as I can. But then, yeah, no, I didn't know what I was getting into, really. And the first sort of 100 metres from the car park up to the gate, it almost killed me. You know, I hadn't even stepped onto Dartmoor and my legs was aching in place. I thought, this is a stupid idea. What have I done? But there you go. You know, we all start somewhere. So if you go out walking and you don't enjoy it and it hurts, just remember that it does get better. It's well worth doing. Northern Wayfarer, are you still ticking off squares of the Dartmoor map? Or is that finished with? I am. I haven't for... We moved closer to Dartmoor. I sort of done quite a bit of camping and wild camping and hiking on Dartmoor all at once, and then thought this is going to get boring really quick. So I spent the summer going away. Mountains, Lake District, Snowdonia, Brecon Beacons, Romania. You know, but now over the winter I'm going to have a cheaper winter, just trying to sit using the gear I've got and the location just up the road, so lots more Dartmoor over the winter months. George Post, how do most hikers on the open plains of Dartmoor handle the disposal of human waste? You can't all be hiding behind the doors. No, we're not. I don't know if you've seen the wild camping on Dartmoor video that I've done where I give tips and advice. It is advised that you take a trowel, you dig a trench, 6 foot, bloody hell, what you bury in a body. Dig a trench, 6 inches, do your stool in there, throw in your paper towel, cover it over. Someone did actually say to me when I wrote that art, I wrote it as a blog post first, this, and I put it in there, and someone picked me up. No, you don't want to do that, that's disgusting, just save it. And it's like, well, you won't save it. If you're on Dartmoor for 3 days, you could injure yourself if you're saving it. And the British Mountaineering Council actually recognise that as what they want you to do when you're up on the mountain. Dig a hole. So, yeah, it is a topic that needs discussing. Not everyone discusses it, but there you go. There you go, George. Dartmoor Wild Explorers. How is Nath, and is he planning on coming back? Now, I haven't spoken to Nath since about a month before I went to Romania. But when we do speak, we're on the phone for hours, just chatting nonsense. There's no hardship between us. He's just really busy. I suppose he's lost interest in a sense but who knows? If he says he'll come back one day when he's finished doing up his house and that, hopefully he will. It'd be great to go out with him again. Lundy's Wild Camp and Bushcraft, Jimmy, hi Jimmy, and Richard Wynne Ellis have both asked, what was your most memorable and enjoyable hike? Well, to me it has to be what we've just come back from, Romania, going up Mount Omu Peak. Absolutely stunning. A real challenge, something I've never experienced before. Really well signposted, you know, the whole way up. You didn't feel like you was losing a trail. Once you was out of the woods and above the cloud, it was absolutely stunning. So that was, you know, if you haven't watched the video, here's a link. Go and watch it. It's actually really underperformed, and it's a shame because it's great, if I do say so myself. And Richard Wynne Ellis also asked, what's the most useless piece of kit that you've bought? Well, I discussed this in the 3000 subs Q&A, and it was those chainy sort of what do you call them, like crampon things that you strap to the bottom of your foot. Never worn them. Probably really dangerous. But I also got sent a water pouch which I wore to test out for a company. 10 minutes into it, I had a soaking wet back. Ray Down, what are you most looking forward to on your Himalayan trip? Just looking forward to the whole thing, really. It's putting me out of my comfort zone again. At the moment I'm not worried about too much, but I am looking forward to experiencing Kathmandu. I hear it's like you'll never experience anything like it. And also I'm really sort of interested, so sort of looking forward to experiencing altitude. Hopefully not altitude sickness, but just to experience being up at those altitudes. We're not obviously going into the death zone, but there is one day where they've said to possibly get altitude sickness. So to me, I'm sort of keen to sort of experience that. I'm just looking forward to the whole thing, Ray. What I'm not looking forward to is being away from my family for 2 weeks. And he's also put, if you could design a simple but affordable piece of camping gear, what would it be? I haven't put any thought to this one. I don't know. I'm not a designer like that. I don't know. Sorry. Price hiker. Are you planning on visiting the Peak District and to do Kinder Scout? I'd love to. I plan to visit both places in the UK eventually. So maybe next year. I know Backpacks and Bruises are up there. And that's sort of their area. I'd love to meet up with them and get them to show me the ropes. So yeah, hopefully next year I'll get up there and have a look around. What games, music, films are you into? Top 3. Films, Jaws. I've always loved Jaws. I got to watch it at the cinema this year. Amazing. It's like a bucket list thing. Goodfellas and The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. But I do love other films, but those are the 3 that always sort of stick out as being my definitive films, really. Music wise, and Alan Metalman has also asked me what favourite music and bands. The best band I ever saw live was Radiohead. I love their In Rainbows album. I love King of Limbs. I used to watch loads of bands. I hardly do it anymore. I got to a point where I was seeing that many bands, it got a bit samey and a bit boring, to be honest, and I wasn't enjoying it. I saw the Foo Fighters a number of times. I can't even listen to the Foo Fighters anymore. Dull to me now. I used to love them, but now I've sort of gone back to listening to Nirvana. So top 3 albums anyway, I'd probably say In Rainbows, Radiohead, LA Woman by The Doors, and Arcade Fire, Funeral. Great. But it changes all the time, you know. That's what I'm listening to at the moment. But not pop. I won't listen to any pop music. If I listen to radio, it's Radio 6. So it's either Radio 6 or Radio 4 anyway. What else? Games. I love board games. The Settlers of Catan. It's a great board game. I don't really play computer games anymore. I used to play Battlefield. I haven't really sat down and got into a computer game. Fallout, actually. Fallout 4 was the last one I played. That was good. Martin Whitaker, Smoggy Walks. Are you doing any more TV extra work so we can try and spot you? I've just been in the last series of Doc Martin. In a number of episodes of that. Apart from that, since we've moved, I haven't really done a lot of the extra work. But you might want to look out for me in films and TV programmes such as Delicious, Doc Martin, and the film The Kid Who Would Be King. I feature quite, not heavily I wouldn't say, but You could definitely see me in that. We watched it at the cinema and I didn't think I'd be used in it. And as I appeared in the screen, my kids, Daddy, Daddy, something or nothing. So, brilliant. Anyway, Dean Halsey, what is Haag Films? Right, Haag Films is, when we were kids, we had camcorders and we used to go out and make films as Haag Films, which stood for, the Haag stood for Hop Along Gang, which was, there used to be a cartoon called the Get Along Gang, and we named ourselves the Hop Along Gang, don't know why. As we grew older and more sophisticated, we dropped the Hop Along Gang and called it Haag Films. Right up until recently, we sort of made films. A couple of them are on YouTube. Need for Weed, that's got like over 300,000 views, I think. Another one called The Liberation of Peter Burden. Both of those actually have won online competitions. And the first one we done was a sort of collaboration with another friend called The Haag, which is a great film. There's a link to my Haag Films channel below. I'll put it down there. You can go and have a look. And just have a look through some comedy sketches, music videos, a bit of all sorts. Some of it's a bit dark, a bit close to the line. Harry McSherry, have you ever considered videoing any other hobbies that interest you? All the time. But it's such hard work. I haven't got the time to do anything else now. But I used to do film reviews. I had Haag Films Honest Reviews. I'll put a link to that below as well if you like. Because that is my biggest love, is films. Other hobbies I've done as a YouTube channel would be board games. I started to sort of review board games on there and do openings and that. But since I've done Summit or Nothing, I've stopped procrastinating. I've just focused on this. I've given myself 5 years to really see where I can get Summit or Nothing to take me. But your question leads on to Nikki McRae's question. Any tips on starting a YouTube channel? Yeah, don't. Not because I don't want the competition. It's a mind. It does my head in. More and more so. I think as time goes on, you think, oh, you know, I've got 5,000 subscribers. I should be ecstatic. My views should be growing. But I don't know. Every video I put out seems to have less and less views than the video before. You look at all the statistics and you can see that your suggested videos, when you get put out, when YouTube's suggesting you to other things, it drops and drops. It does my head in. It's a lot of work. I mean, you've got to start a YouTube video channel. If you want to make money, you need over 1,000 subscribers now. So that changed everything. It's a lot of hard work to get there. I mean, I put a video out every week. It takes over my life a bit. I came in it with an approach that I want to push this. I want to make something of this. That's been hard. So there we go, Nikki. I hope that has answered your question. So that's basically all the questions we got now. Thank you everyone for writing in your questions, by the way. So now it's time to go and select the Wild Camping Starter Pack. So as you can see, I've got a bowl full of tickets here. Everyone who's bought a ticket, I've put them into a spreadsheet that my wife set up, and you've all been allocated numbers, which is your ticket numbers. What I'm going to do is call my son and my daughter up because they wanted to help me. My daughter's going to pick out the ticket. My son is going to find the number on here and announce the winner. So let's get on with it. Okay, so here's the starter pack. Maybe. All in there. So good luck, and Elise, you're going to draw the ticket. Choose one. There we go. She's got one. What number is it? Hold it up for the camera. 176. So Cohen, find it on this sheet.
Okay.
So it'll be on the next page. It's on the second page. It's a late entry. Fairly late. You got it? 170. Oh, who's that? Collis Netta. Is that right? Yeah, Collis Netta. You are the winner of the Wild Camping Starter Pack. So, massive congratulations. If you would like to, I'll show you there. It says Collis Netta 172 to 177. So there you go, Collis Netta. Thank you ever so much for entering. If you can send me your address to my email address, info@summitornothing.co.uk, and we will make sure we get that sent over to you as soon as possible. Alright, so thanks ever so much everyone. All the best. Goodbye.